My phone buzzed at exactly 3:17 p.m. Emily, just having coffee with a friend. Be home around 6. I stared at the message. Not because of what it said, because of what it didn't. 3 months earlier, she would have told me the friend's name before I even asked. Now every explanation came wrapped in soft, careful words. Vague enough to sound innocent, precise enough to avoid questions. I looked at the second phone resting beside my keyboard. The one she didn't know I had. The one that had quietly collected every screenshot, every receipt, every late-night location pin she thought had disappeared. My thumb hovered over the screen. Then I typed, "Me. Ask him how his wife liked the photos I just sent her." I hit send. Nothing happened. 10 seconds. 20. 1 minute. The 3 little typing dots appeared. Vanished. Returned. Vanished again. For the first time in weeks. Emily had no script. And somewhere across town, 2 cups of coffee suddenly tasted like poison. People think betrayal begins with a kiss. It doesn't. It begins with tiny edits to reality. A smile that arrives half a second too late. A phone placed face down. A perfume that isn't yours lingering inside your own car. Emily never became careless. She became rehearsed. Every answer sounded practiced. Every apology arrived before an accusation. That was what frightened me. Not the lies. The preparation. I never followed her. Never hired a private investigator. Never screamed. People in panic make mistakes. People who stay silent collect evidence. I started noticing patterns. Every Wednesday afternoon, she disappeared for exactly 90 minutes. Every Friday, she suddenly needed groceries from a store 30 minutes away. Her battery somehow died only when I called. Coincidences eventually stopped being coincidence. Then one evening, she fell asleep on the couch. Her smartwatch lit up. A message preview. "Miss you already." No name. Just a heart. She woke before I could unlock it. She smiled. Asked why I looked tired. I smiled back. Because sometimes the most dangerous lie is the one you tell with perfect eye contact. His name wasn't hidden for long. Daniel. Married. Financial consultant. Father of 2 daughters. Ironically, his social media was filled with family photos, anniversaries, vacations, posts about honesty. I almost laughed. Cheaters love advertising loyalty. It makes the lie easier to sell. I didn't contact him. Not yet. Instead, I learned his routine. Lunch at the same cafe every Tuesday. Gym before work. Golf twice a month. Predictable. Predictable people leave predictable trails. Then I found her. His wife, Sophia. She looked happy. That made me hesitate. Because exposing the truth doesn't only destroy the guilty. It burns everyone standing nearby. For 3 nights, I debated deleting everything. Maybe ignorance really was mercy. Then Emily kissed me goodbye one morning, using lips that had kissed someone else an hour earlier. Mercy died right there. I organized every screenshot, hotel confirmations, location history, photos from security cameras near Daniel's office, copies of messages Emily thought she had erased forever. Technology remembers. People don't. I created one folder. No captions, no threats, only facts. Then I emailed it to Sophia. No anonymous account. My real name. 1 sentence. "I believe you deserve the truth as much as I do." After that, I waited. 3 days passed. No reply. Emily acted normal. To normal. She hummed while cooking dinner. Asked where we should vacation next summer. Future tense. That fascinated me. People can imagine tomorrow. While standing on the edge of collapse. Friday afternoon, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. A woman's voice. Quiet. Controlled. "I received your email. Sophia." No crying. No accusations. Only breathing. Heavy breathing. I checked everything. Silence. Every photo was real. Another pause. I confronted him. I closed my eyes. What did he say? He asked how long you'd known. Not whether it happened. Not whether the evidence was fake. Only, how long? That single question confirmed everything. Sophia thanked me. Not warmly. Not coldly. Like someone signing paperwork after identifying a body. When the call ended, I realized grief has many voices. Sometimes, it sounds completely empty. At 6:02 p.m., Emily came home. She carried coffee. For me. The irony almost made me smile. She leaned over to kiss me. I stepped back. Just enough. Confusion flickered across her face. Tiny. Almost invisible. I handed her my phone. Nothing else. No speech. No anger. Just the message she'd sent earlier. Underneath it, my reply. Her hands trembled. Then I placed a printed photograph beside the phone. Her, Daniel, leaving the hotel. Another. Them holding hands. Another. Sophia's reply. Finally, a single sheet of paper. Divorce documents. Unsigned. Waiting. Emily looked at me as if she'd never met me before. When ... Her voice cracked. When did you know? I looked directly into her eyes. The better question ... I said quietly. ... is when I stopped believing you. She collapsed into the chair. Not dramatically. Just as though every lie she'd built her life upon had suddenly disappeared. Beneath her feet, she cried. I didn't. She apologized. I listened. She blamed loneliness, stress, confusion, alcohol, Daniel, timing, anything except herself. I interrupted only once. I already forgave you. She looked up. Hope, fragile, desperate. Then I finished. Before you even knew I found out. Confusion replaced hope. Forgiveness isn't permission. I slid the final envelope toward her. Inside, proof that our joint accounts had already been legally separated. The house had been listed. My belongings were gone. Every important decision had been made weeks ago. I wasn't leaving because I had just learned the truth. I had already built a future where her lies no longer existed. She whispered my name. It sounded unfamiliar, like someone trying to remember a language they'd forgotten. I stood, picked up my keys, walked toward the door. Behind me, she begged, not for love, for another chance to explain. But explanations only matter before the evidence arrives. The hardest part wasn't losing my marriage. It was accepting that the woman I loved had disappeared long before I noticed. Maybe she had never existed at all. People say revenge is loud, explosive, messy. They're wrong. Real revenge is silence. It's refusing to argue with someone who has already convicted themselves. It's letting truth do all the talking. Months later, I heard Daniel's marriage ended too. Two families, destroyed by two people who believed secrets could outlive consequences. They couldn't. Sometimes I wonder whether Emily still thinks about that message. Just having coffee with a friend. A harmless sentence. One lie. One reply. And an entire double life collapsed before the coffee had time to grow cold. I never looked back. Because the opposite of love isn't hate. It's the moment someone's name no longer echoes inside your mind. That's when you know they lost everything. And you finally walked away with the only thing they could never steal. Your peace.